we're going to start this. I don't know how long this is actually going to go. I don't know if this is even going to be an actual series, but it very well might be. I have already started this for us, but I'm going to restart. With good old Isaac. So here we go. Hope you're ready. Isaac, wake up! Please, dear, wake up! Mount Alf Boulder is going to fall! Come on, Isaac, we have to go now! You're not getting the whole scene. Hold on. We need the not cropped Elgato. God, it's really loud. Maybe don't be so loud. Isaac, you forgot something. Hedge. Alright, we're gonna end up cropping this Elgato though. Let's see how to do this. I guess a good way to do it quickly would be to just grab this one, just uncrop it. I don't know how much I need on the left. Okay, assuming that we're good on the right, that should be it. It's pouring outside. Don't go out without your tunic. Nice. Have you got everything you need? No! I'm sorry, but you don't have time. We don't have time. You'll have to leave it behind. Oh, okay. Isaac, Dora, hurry! The boulder could fall at any second. Oh, okay, let's hurry. Oh, handle went out. Oh, that's bad. Go. Kyle, will they be able to stop the boulder? I don't think so. Not for long, anyway. You two go on ahead and take refuge in the plaza. Aren't you coming? I need to help evacuate the other villagers. Let me help you, Kyle. It's too dangerous, Dora. Please, just take good care of Isaac. Isaac is old enough to get to the plaza on his own. You can find your own way, can't you? Yeah. You know the way. Just go south and get to the plaza. Be careful. No, I don't want to go south to get to the plaza. I won't go the right way so that this intro doesn't take too long. Hey!
Isaac, what do you want? I'm trying to save my things. What do you want me to just dump my stuff?
Yeah.
You think I should forget these things that saved my life?
You know, you're right. Okay, let's get out of here. Garrett joined your party. Thanks, Garrett. Good job. Good job throwing... Oh, God. What's going on?
Ah, the boulder is falling!
You can...
Stop it! Ravi, can't hold it for long. If our synergy runs out, Vale will be destroyed. We have to hold on until the villagers are safe. Hurry, boys! Run! It's just a little farther.
Come on, Isaac, run!
The boulder's coming! Oh, God!
Backslide. Destroyed the fence. Monsters. Everywhere.
I'm hurt pretty badly. Do you think I'll die?
No.
This is awful. I'm left here for the monsters to...
Wait, that's strange. I'm not hurt at all.
But I'm serious about the monsters, so be careful on your way to the plaza.
What the fuck? You can't do anything but attack right now. So in the off chance that you have never seen Golden Sun before, which, stop, just go play it. Go play this. Yes, this is straight up a JRPG. You get into battles. In the beginning of the beginning section of the game here, they are not actually random. These battles are all fixed. But that boulder would have fallen in our way if we tried to go this way at the very beginning. Garrett would have been like, "We can't get around this rock. Let's find another way." I went the wrong way though. I was supposed to go down over here. Oh no, my brother! But yeah, it's JRPG. Really, really good. One of my favorites of all time. It's nostalgia in motion. Yep.
Hang on, Felix.
Felix will be all right. We'll find a way to save him. Oh! 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 No! Oh, he's okay.
Rope won't reach. We should use synergy.
You already left.
Yours all mine up. What about you, Kyle? Trained from helping the other villagers.
Have to get help.
Did Felix hang on long enough for us to find help?
There's nothing else we can do for him here, is there?
Then go get help. But be as quick as possible. Debbie, you go too.
We'll go find help, right? Uh-huh. Your brothers counting on each other.
All right, let's get going.
Felix!
I'll go look up north. You head for the plaza, right?
Yes, ma'am. Looking for anyone with any synergy left, right?
Yes.
Oh, Isaac! I thought I told you to go to the plaza. You saw what happened? No. I'm looking for someone who can help Felix. He's fallen into the river. I don't suppose. Could the two of you help me? No. You don't have to if you don't want to. Just get yourselves to the plaza. Could the two of you help me? No. No, I can't.
Go aid the others. The boulder is too heavy for them to hold much longer. We can't let the brown elf boulder destroy our village. Let's go help the others. We'll catch you.
Grandpa! Jenna! Garrett! Isaac! You came to help me? No.
Jenna told me about Felix. Is that why you're here?
Oh?
Well, regardless, I want you two to help Jenna.
Just winging it.
Great. I'm all charged up. Alright. Have you recovered your synergy? Enough to save Felix, thanks to the synergy stone. Okay, Jenna. You heard me. Now hurry back. The path may be blocked by fallen rocks. you too can show them the way.
Thank you, Isaac. But I didn't want to. I'm a child. Can I stay here where it's safe? Maybe? Would that be okay? No? Not okay? Mom! Dad! We're back! Is that you, Jenna? Yeah, it is. Yes, ma'am. Couldn't find anyone who could help. How did you do? You're just in time. Then my brother is still... Felix is all right. He's hanging in. Come down here so we can save Felix.
All right. I'll just waltz on over here. Don't mind me.
Oh? What's going on? What's happened? What's going on? We could be saving Felix. What's going on?
Oh, God!
Oh. Too late. Big rock. The boulder. We need to get help, or everyone will drown.
I'll go. It's no use. I can't move. Isaac, please get help.
Mom, Dad, Felix, please, don't leave me all alone. Shit sucks, bro. Can't be. Kyle. It must have been a dream. Well, go get help, okay? I'm gonna go get help. You guys do something. I'm gonna go get help. I'm gonna go get help. I'm gonna go. Isaac. Can't let him go alone. It's time like these that we men have to stand together. Oh, Garrett. Is there something weird going on with the sound there? That's really weird. What was going on with the Elgato sound? Is the audio, like, working properly? Oh, look, we're too far on the left. Only the two of us survived. How could we have anticipated Soul Sanctum would unleash such fury? It's a miracle that even the two of us were spared. That switch, it must have been a trap. But to think it could conjure up a storm is powerful. Another demonstration of the awesome powers of alchemy. Regardless, we must not fail the next time we challenge Soul Sanctum. Next time, we shall certainly... Isaac, wait! You were eavesdropping on us just now, weren't you? No! Isaac? Isaac, they look scary. Are you sure we should be talking to them? You must forget everything you've heard. Don't worry. We'll help you forget. Gonna beat them up. I'm gonna defend because I don't want to die. Oh, dude. Please don't. Doof. Dolph. Well. They didn't hold anything back. always Martians. Ha ha! I see what you did there. It's a spoils, but I see what you did there. Golden Sun. 2001. 2001. Boing, boing, boing away. 3 years later. Isaac, haven't you finished mending the roof yet? Huh? You're almost done? Okay, keep it. Like how I have a sword on my back while I'm mending the roof. Yeah! Still training, Garrett? Yeah! Sure do put your heart into it, Garrett. Oh, I'm just finishing up. That's good. It's time to go, and I was about to leave you behind. Say, what exactly happened to you two? That accident 3 years ago. That why you've been studying Synergy? I appreciate your concern, but my family's never coming back. Neither is Isaac's father. I just want to forget that day. I wish everyone would. You pushed this block onto the flowers, you dits. Well, let's go. Let's get Isaac and go to Creighton's. That awful day. We went to get help, but they found us unconscious. Oh, I'm sorry. I talked at the same time as you, and you didn't listen to a word I said. What, Garrett? Huh? You were about to say something, weren't you? No. Don't be weird, Garrett. Whatever. Jenna, are you mad at me? I don't want to talk about it. Come on! Huh? Isaac's waiting for us. But Jenna... I'll leave you behind if you're too slow. Jenna? Alright, I'm going. I'm sorry. I've made no progress during their conversation. Now I'm gonna finish up in no time flat. Good job, Isaac. You've patched it nicely. Alright, you're all done. You're very reliable, Isaac. Just like your father was. What is it, Isaac? You still think about the accident? Nope. I don't believe you. Oh. You should. You and Garrett have been working yourselves to the bone studying Synergy. Do you think things would have been any different if you'd had stronger abilities? Nope. I wonder. I was devastated when Kyle died. I felt all alone. It's taken some time, but I'm better now. I still have you, Isaac. You're almost 17. So much like Kyle was when he was young. I'm looking forward to seeing where life takes you. Ma'am! Hello, Jenna. Good morning. Yes, yes. Good morning. Well, if it isn't Garrett too. Where do you all plan to go today? We're going to Mount Alf with Creighton. Mountain climbing with Creighton, eh? Kids in their games. No, it's part of our studies. Ah, yes. Alchemy. Alchemy is the foundation of all science. And you all know Mount Alf is the greatest source of alchemy. Same hat. Yeah. Indeed. They say Creighton is the best teacher around. Alchemy. I wonder what use it all is. Your mother would rather see you grow up to be a happy, ordinary man. But I suppose you still want to go. No. It's nice of you to humor me, but I don't think you mean it. But you're just as stubborn as your father. Ah! Be careful, man! Garrett, don't! No. Oh, that was exciting. I'm sorry, I scared you like that. What? I'm sorry, ma'am. Get out of your way right away. Wait, not there! Huh? What's wrong with... Oh my god. See, it's got really charming scenes. Like, this game is so good. It's such a good game. Oh, never mind. But you'd better get going. Huh? This old house will fall apart if you stay much longer. Your will. I'll get this fixed up. You don't have to hang around here. Thank you, ma'am. Please, call me Dora. We'll get going right away. Wait, Garrett, just watch your step. Garrett and Jenna joined the party. Got off the roof before they broke it. Alright. Told that clumsy Garrett it would be alright. What am I going to do about this hole? No? I don't know. We're out of patching material. Maybe we'll just have to go get what's in there. I also love this. You're in trouble now, Garrett. Your sister's really mad. Garrett, you make me so mad sometimes. Your training crushed all my flowers. You're in for it tonight. Just wait and see. Uh-oh. I'll get you for my flowers. Just see what happened tonight. You're in trouble now, Garrett. Fucking Garrett. I'm jealous of you, Garrett, because your grandpa's the mayor. Do you feel the same, Isaac? No. Huh. Can't believe you're not jealous, Isaac. I sure wish I could hear the stories of travelers. Our Synergy was given to us by the sacred power of Mount Alf. Synergy is what grants the wishes of the chosen. Synergy is a power that should only be used for good, never for evil. Builders of Synergy are called Apps, and the messengers of good. Never forget. Okay. I hear Kraden has guests again. He's pretty popular for his age. Nope. You and Garrett are older now. You can't waste your time fooling around.
Garrett has grown quite strong in the past 3 years. Please watch over him. At the very least, visitors should introduce themselves to the mayor. There seems to be an appalling group in town that won't even do that. What's the world coming to?
So, Creighton came to Vale to study Mount Alf, right? No. But I thought...
Well, whatever. If he furthers the wisdom of the sages, it will be quite a feat.
If there are visitors in town, we can't use our Psynergy. The ancient laws say that the secret of Psynergy can never be revealed. I hate to tell you this, lady, but it's like super revealed throughout the entire fucking world. Like, everyone knows. Vale must remain hidden. Psynergy secrets mustn't fall into the wrong hands. It's one of the laws of our village. Handed down. Long ago. Ah. You people outside of Vale possess the power of Psynergy. That's why we need permission to leave the village. To protect the secret of Psynergy. Outside of the bag on Psynergy. Yeah, kinda is. I mean, yeah, it's true. Most people in the world don't know what it is, but Isaac checked the barrel. Hey. Isaac checked the wooden box. Hey. Isaac checked the jar. He didn't find anything. Isaac checked the jar. He didn't find anything. Isaac checked the wooden box. But he didn't find anything. Isaac checked the wooden box. He didn't find anything. Checked the jar. He didn't find anything. Nothing to be found. Isaac checked the wooden box. He didn't find anything. Isaac checked the jar. He didn't find anything. Isaac checked the jar. He didn't find anything. There's nothing to find! Isaac, your life is boring. Didn't find anything there. Didn't find anything there. I heard old man Creighton's got some visitors.
Let's go use our Psynergy. Scare him.
No. What?
You're too serious, Isaac. Only someone who is Psynergy would figure it out.
Yeah. So if you don't know the world, if you don't possess the power of Psynergy, you literally can't see it.
If your Psynergy runs low, just walk around. You'll recover it slowly.
With Psynergy, the more you practice, the more you learn. Did the travelers that stopped by today go meet the mayor? No. It's very polite to visit the mayor when coming to a new town. It's just shameful not to do that. Oh, yeah?
Come in! Take a look at our fine weapons. What would you like? We have long swords and short swords and maces and sticks.
Yes, we do in fact actually sell sticks.
I'm sorry, we're out of stock. Come back later, okay? And here you go. Would you like to equip it now, Isaac? You look bolder already. How about 90 coins for your old short sword? Alright, I'll buy it. Here are your coins. Anything else today? Feel free to drop by anytime.
Invisible fireballs and earthquakes, yeah. The one-piece dress. A wooden shield.
There you go. Would you like to equip it now? Looks lovely. Under 7 coins for your padded gloves. Thank you very much. And who's this for? Here you go. Would you like to equip it now, Garrett? Looks good on you. Under 7 coins for your padded gloves. Thank you very much.
This guy must get really, really tired of doing that.
No. Would you like to equip it now? It looks very good on you. Give us free game chicken. Thank you to purchase. Who should I give the free game chicken? There you go. There you go. Would you like to equip it now? It looks very good. And who's this for? Here you go. Would you like to equip it now? It looks very good. How does 15 coins for your cotton shirt sound? Thank you very much.
Isaac tricked the jar, but he didn't find it. Isaac checked the barrel, but he didn't find it. Isaac checked the barrel, but he didn't find anything. Isaac checked the barrel, but he didn't find anything. Welcome, we have just the gear you need. What would you like? I actually have a decent number of herbs already. Now, who's this for? Feel free to take a look around. Thank you very much. Please come again. Bye, lady. My father also died in that storm 3 years ago. I'm going to hone my skills. That way I'll be ready for anything. Nobody talks about me then. My father having died in the storm 3 years ago really honestly doesn't matter. No one cares. My son is still young, so I don't make him work too long. But he takes after his father, so I'm sure he'll grow to be a fine man. Isaac checked the barrel. He didn't find anything. I want to talk to you, lady. I want to talk to the barrel. Isaac checked the wooden box. Isaac checked the wooden box. Isaac got an herb! Isaac checked the barrel. He didn't find anything. Isaac checked the barrel, but he didn't find anything. Oh my god, Isaac found something! Aiden had visitors when I dropped by his place this morning. I wonder what became of them. Well, if it isn't Isaac, just another quiet day in Vale. Isaac, have you remembered to meditate on Mount Elf daily? No. For shame, Isaac! Mount Elf keeps watch over Vale. Meditate each and every day to help keep us safe. Oh.
Hey, Isaac.
Am I showing you my new ability? No.
Really?
Here's the little sample.
Behold the power of synergy!
Impressive, isn't it? Did you just earthquake? The Valens are the chosen people. Powers of synergy are proof of that. You had a very difficult time 3 years ago, didn't you? No. You're a strong lad, Isaac, so you were able to deal with it all. But I just couldn't bear seeing Jenna like that. Okay, bye. I'm not gonna check the end because I'm being lazy. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. I've done enough. Goodbye. This place looks just like it did 3 years ago after the storm. Honestly, because we were too lazy to make another sprite set for it, so we left it this way. Also because it's rather morbid. Destroys Vale. I don't have catch! I need catch! I can't catch it! Mount Elf looks beautiful today. It's so peaceful. There are some puppies playing over there. We should let them be. That is their way of forcing you to go this way around. that's how they force you to go around this way. Vale stays pristine because of Mount Elf's purity. Paint that purity, and you risk terrible retribution. Your game was saved. You need to go past here? No. You mustn't go beyond Fabian's cottage. There are monsters everywhere out there. Okay, bye. They seem to know little of Soul Sanctum's mysteries. Huh? The Elders of Vale must not permit anyone to enter it. Not even Raiden. Raiden? Can we use him? As long as there's no meager thing, we can use him. But he's more stubborn than we expected. And cunning too. Being beyond measure. Won't go willingly. If he won't go willingly, we can always... Hold on. We're being spied on again. You there! What are you doing? What are we doing? Are you eavesdropping on our conversation? No? Then I guess I should take you at your word. Hey, you're the ones who were sneaking around.
Sneaking? Who are you to accuse me?
So, Kraden's engagement was with you. Yeah, we're off to meet him right now.
This appointment is important enough to drive us away.
No.
Nevertheless, Kraden sent us away. He awaits you.
Oh,
Go.
you're letting us go? Are you sure, Satoros?
Minardi, we have no reason to delay these children any further.
Let's go, Isaac. Wait.
No, children, you mustn't keep Kraden waiting.
We better leave before we change our minds. Okay, bye.
Just who were they? I already know too much of those things. Things that even the elders of Vale don't know. What were they saying about the elements? Elements of alchemy: earth, water, fire, and wind. And to set them into motion? And the four elemental stars of key? These are things even I, a trained alchemy sage, do not know.
What do you mean? Like, you didn't know that earth, water, air, and fire are the elements? You didn't know that? Isaac got an elixir. Nice.
Oh, Isaac. Hello.
You look like something's bothering you.
Me? Nah. Well,
It's those two, isn't it? Saturos and Bernardi?
were their names right?
Yeah.
Yes. Are they still out there? Very persistent.
Did they want something from you, Kraden?
That seems to be the case.
Seems to be. Kraden has a huge forehead.
Mount Elf and Full Sanctum. They spoke as if they'd seen them with their own eyes. Isn't that strange?
No.
Why? I had to wait many years before I was allowed. Of course it's strange.
You would totally play him in the live action. If they entered secretly, then they might be thieves.
We have to go and tell the High Elders and the villagers. Wait, everyone.
Really, Kraden would probably be like freaking. Although, I mean, rest in peace. But Kraden would probably be Sean Connery, right? I mean,
I still don't know how accurate the things they said were. We can do nothing until we confirm what they told me.
then what should we do now?
Well, we can go confirm it.
Do you mean we should go into Soul Sanctum ourselves? Isn't that impossible?
Would it be? Just because climbing Mount Elf is forbidden?
No.
That's right. We're just going to see if they've been to Mount Elf.
We'll be fine if they don't see us, right? No.
Sure, you say no, but you know you want to.
This will just be our secret, okay? No. No, Isaac, you can't even tell your mother.
Then it's just silent.
No.
We'll make you the leader, okay, Isaac?
Absolutely not. There's some dangerous places between Mount Alpha and Soul Sanctum. So I'll take over if you get nervous. If Garrett is our leader, we'll be the ones who are nervous. Don't you agree, Kraden? don't have to be mean. I have to be careful with my whole no playthrough. It'll be over before we know it.
This is our best. This is our best bet. All right, let's go.
You can get a bad end by saying no to everything. Not even a joke. If you say no to literally everything, you'll get a bad end before you're done with the intro. This is honestly probably Golden Sun's only real issue, is that the introduction segment is pretty long.
Not planning on sneaking up to Mount Alpha, are you?
No.
Well, I'll overlook it this time. I've got my eye on you, Isaac.
Okay.
Hey! Not planning on going up there?
Nope.
Okay. I'm just gonna go look at the flowers behind this building over here.
You didn't know that? Yeah, I'll try to show it off then. I'll make a save state or something. There's a bad end though, yeah. Absolutely.
This is the entrance to Soul Sanctum. It's your first time here, right?
Nope.
Fine. Do you ever get the chance to see the Sanctum firsthand?
Well, I have. This is not the right way. I love this game. It's so good. Yeah. Alright, so again, a little bit of explanation for people who don't know, who maybe watch this in the future, who have never seen Golden Sun again somehow. Next time I get into a fight, I'll explain it. Okay, well, I was caught by surprise, so get this thing. Alright, so, Synergy is your magic. It takes PP. We have PP up there. You know, Isaac is 18, so on and so forth. Pretty standard. However, what's not standard about the magic is that on the right side of the spell there, you got Flare. Takes 4 PP. It's red fire. But it also then has like 2 smaller lines followed by a big middle line. So area of effect spells in this game will do damage at like a wave. So wherever you center the spell, it does the most damage. And then from there on out, it will wave outward and the damage will do less and less and less as it goes along. So where you center your spell matters for each fight, or for each spell cast. So like you'll be able to see I'll do Flare, maybe 21 there, because that's where I centered it, and then it does 15. Flare only goes out one stage. There are spells that go farther that will wave out even more. I think this is not the right way. I think this is the way that goes to a treasure. Nope, that is not even the treasure. Just the nothing. That's the nothing way. Honestly, really don't even need the treasure. But I guess I could go get it. Probably this one right here. Don't critical me. Oh no, this is not the treasure. This is the way you go once you go to the once you've gone to the treasure. Isaac got a small jewel. Relief of Minotaur. We gotta use our jewel. Isaac set the small jewel into the gem in the empty socket. You hear the sound of shifting stone. See, this is okay. I'm gonna start getting a little bit complainy about new games. And I honestly, as much as I love it, as much as I do love me some Final Fantasy, it's gotta be said, Final Fantasy is part of the reason that games developed, that JRPGs developed the direction they did. This, what I'm doing right now, where you have to go get a chest with a treasure in it to put it in the Minotaur, to open a door, to go through the thing, even though that isn't much of a puzzle at the beginning, this game and how it does puzzles and how it does overworld interactions like that, and it's not just a place for you to run around to get into fights, is how you should do a JRPG. It's one of the things that makes them interesting versus playing anything else. The fact that mobile games have been able to break down JRPGs into just series of fights and that actually be correct to what they've been for the last few years is very unfortunate, and it's not why I liked them. It's one of the reasons that the only JRPGs I really ever play anymore are classic ones from the day and age far, far beyond where we're gonna get anymore. Because too often anymore you get JRPGs that are just fights. That's all they are. Like, the overworld means nothing, it's just fights. And Final Fantasy is actually kind of to blame for that in a lot of ways. I'll get to that in a minute. What's wrong, Graydon? Those two said there were a hidden passage leading deeper in the sanctum. I've come here many times, and I've always thought it looked strange. I've always imagined Soul Sanctum would look different somehow. What do you mean? Soul Sanctum was built in honor of the sun. To be something to reflect that here. I was always puzzled why there wasn't. If there is a passage, then maybe it leads to... Well, let's see if we can find it. I think he's serious. Should we help him, Isaac? No. We can't seriously want to turn back after we come this far. Yeah. Let's help Graydon. We should all stick together after all. But yeah, go look at a lot of Final Fantasy games, especially the ones that are super popular, like 4, 5, and 6. Their dungeons very rarely do anything that isn't just being a maze and having fights. Very rarely. And yes, 6 is just as guilty for this. I just played it, so I'm sorry to burst anyone's bubble on that. But yeah, 6 is guilty too. 7 does the same thing though, so I'm not gonna sit here and try to say, you know, oh, it's only 6. A lot of 7's dungeons are just, they look nice and they're fun to run through, but you run through them and you get treasure and you get fights. That's it. That's all Final Fantasy VII's dungeons are too. FF9. 9 was the first one that really changed it up. 9 had a lot of little interactables, right? And sometimes the interactables, a lot of times they were just treasures or they were just information or something like that. But 9 did change it up a little bit. 9 had interactable items. You could walk up to things and interact with them, and there would be information, stuff to keep you intrigued in the dungeon, right? It didn't really add puzzles, but it did spice it up some. And the dungeons are also really well designed, so they're very interesting the whole time. There's nothing really bland in 9. And then 10 literally has the puzzles. It has, you know, the trials, and those trials are flat out just a puzzle. So 10 is the first one, the first Final Fantasy, really, legitimately, it's the first Final Fantasy that incorporated heavy puzzles into the game. If you go play any of the other Final Fantasies, the most you get with puzzles is like, where do I go? Like Final Fantasy 8 has a few puzzles in it, and 7 does too. I'm being mean to 7. 7 does have some puzzles, but they're not incorporated as part of the dungeon crawling. 8 has a couple that are incorporated as part of the dungeon crawling, but most of those are all optional. You don't have to do any of the puzzles now. Which is weird because it's like, what? Why are the puzzles optional? Don't make the puzzles optional. Be happy that you have them and make them the thing. But yeah, they didn't start doing puzzles in RPGs, Square at least. Like, so if you're like gonna look at like Final Fantasy and especially Dragon Quest, whew, Dragon Quest is really good. Don't get me wrong. I love Dragon Quest as much as the next JRPG lover. But Dragon Quest is almost completely puzzleless when it comes to its dungeon crawling. Its dungeon crawling is just dungeon crawling. You run through dungeons. It's just dungeon crawling. There's no puzzles at all. Not that I remember, at least. I don't even remember any puzzles in like 11, so... Again, the dungeons are fairly well designed. They're good. It's good dungeon crawling, but it's just dungeon crawling. Wild Arms really brings lots of puzzles in. Wild Arms mixes, does a really good job of mixing JRPG with Zelda. Golden Sun does a really good job of mixing JRPG with Zelda. Their first game, actually, Beyond the Beyond, does a really good job of mixing Dragon Quest with adventure game logic, where you need to get all these different key items all the time, which Dragon Quest does that as well, and that's part of Dragon Quest's puzzles, but that's more of a where do I go next and what do I need to do it kind of puzzle, right? Because, like, to be quite clear with Final Fantasy in those games, it's not that they're completely lacking all forms of puzzles. It's that the dungeon crawling doesn't have any. You know? Once you're in the dungeon and you're able to be there because you have whatever key item you need to be there, you've solved the dungeon. You just need to get through it now. Oh, also, this game has a hidden mechanic in it that a lot of people don't ever recognize. So see how it said Bat 2 takes 15 damage with 1 exclamation point? That means that Bat 2 took that fire damage normally. It's normal damage. 1 exclamation point means it straight across. Note that the slimes have 3 exclamation points. 3 exclamation points means that they are weak to that element. You have hit them with their weakness. If you ever hit I won't be able to probably do it on this fight, but if you ever see them take damage and there's a period, that means that they are strong against the damage you just dealt. She's a level 2 flame user, because they didn't want to give her a real class. So she's a flame user. Okay. Exactly. You want 3 exclamation points. This is where I came in from? It is, isn't it? Am I lost? I'm lost. I got lost because I was talking about how shitty Final Fantasy dungeons are in comparison to other games that do the JRPG formula better. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I love Final Fantasy. I'm gonna straight up, I'll say it. Final Fantasy IX is probably in my top 5 JRPGs of all time. I love Final Fantasy, but I do recognize that the dungeon crawling in Final Fantasy leaves something to be desired. It just does. And from an experienced gamer standpoint, most of the Final Fantasy games are pretty easy. That's their other problem. More statues. It doesn't look like we can reach them from here. Perhaps signage is the key. Isaac, try to use your signage. Yep, that is the key. You have to use the move spell. I apparently got it on my first try. Isn't there another one that leads to a treasure, though? I think there's another one that leads to a treasure. Hold on. Wow. Not that one either. Not that one either. I love this in this game. So, again, for people who don't know this game, this move thing is actually not free. It is one of my spells. I have a spell called Move, which allows me to move an object on the ground. But it costs 2 PP to cast. Every time I use that, it's costing 2. Now, the reason that I have 12 left still, and I'm not out, is because as I run around, I get PP back. Ah! I need another item. God, it's been a while since I played through this game. I'm very due for a full replay of Golden Sun. Well, this went... Nope. Do I have the eye already? Am I dumb? I do. Play all the way to Megaido spam. Hear the sound of shifting stone. Yeah, and it's honestly been forever since I played through all the way through the second one. I will admit that. I played through the first one on a fairly regular basis, but having played through the second one too, I haven't done that in a long time. It's not that the second one's bad at all. It's a good game too. I just haven't played it in forever. Sorry, I had to take a moment for it. This Isaac's battle theme in Golden Sun legitimately is one of those musics that when I talk about video game music can like cause me to like tear up with just how good it is and how we haven't gotten anything like it in like forever. But yeah, I legitimately love this game in like every respect. Golden Sun. Come on, guys. Okay. Golden Sun, if you are... Okay. This first game, is probably in my top 5 JRPGs of all time, even if you don't combine it with the second game. It's that good for me. If you combine it with the second game and you say that Golden Sun is actually a package of Golden Sun 1 and Golden Sun 2, and that they are a single game that should have always been a single game, then that would be, by far and large, probably, I don't know by far and large, that's a hard claim, but I would probably say that it's the best JRPG of all time. Probably. Like, if you put them together and made it one package so that it just goes smoothly and you play the whole thing from start to finish, it is really good. I love it. It's a really good game. This is it. We've found it. We have found it. You are correct.
Clearly, this is the mark of the sun. heart of Soul Sanctum. Quite just as I'd imagined, which means these two were telling the truth.
But if what they said were true, then that means they must have been...
They were thieves. They came to rob the sanctum.
Let's hurry back to the village and tell everybody.
Graydon, what's the matter? We're so close.
That's the other thing this game does that I think is really good, that a lot of people, like... I've actually heard people actively complain about it, which I think is weird. The sound effects for the text isn't just a text sound effect. It's also supposed to be the character's voice. It's supposed to give you an idea of what the tone of that character's voice is. Like, she has a high-pitched voice. Her voice is very... Close to what? Like, she's got a high-pitched girl voice from, 16-year-old girl. Like, and he's got a deeper, like, kind of voice, right? It's clever. Like, cause you're on a fucking Game Boy Advanced. Like, and you're giving all of your characters voice on a Game Boy Advanced. It's a very clever way to do it. It reminds me of Rare, actually. Rare did a lot where they had like their characters be like, oh, jum, 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 jum. Like Mumbo Jumbo and, all the stuff in Banjo-Kazooie. All those characters have their voice, and instead of having to record voice lines, their voices are instead just, and it's, it's charming and clever, and it helps to build your characters so people know what they sound like, which makes your characters a lot more of a real thing, right? Like, no matter how much we all really liked Barrett, and and actually Final Fantasy VII does a really good job with it too, if I'm being honest, because Final Fantasy VII and Square has always actually been good with that. Like, go play Chrono Cross and you can figure out how all those people sound because of the fact that they have that they like to do accents. And Squaresoft has always done accents with a lot of their games. And it, again, helps to add character and sort of voice to the characters. It helps you to kind of be able to imagine what they sound like and how they are. And a lot of the characters in the Final Fantasy games that don't have accents are some of the more bland ones. They don't really have like a way about how they talk. They just kind of talk. Those are the blander characters. Like, I've always thought Aerith was kind of bland because she doesn't really have much to her speech patterns. A lot of the way that she talks is she just kind of talks. I can never really tell if Aerith is supposed to be sweet or rambunctious. I never really am actually sure with her because she doesn't really have a lot of accent to her. But they do it really well with Barrett, right? Everybody knows how Barrett talks. Everybody's got it, right? They do a really good job there. So but anyways, I'm gonna stop blabbering about it. But it's just, yeah, it's one of those things that you really got to make sure you do that with this day and age.
Oh no, back's up to leave.
Yeah, it is.
Is something wrong with that?
Yeah, right.
Soul Sanctum holds the origins of alchemy. It would be a waste to... What do you think? Can we go a little farther?
No! Yeah, I agree with that. But the thing is that before that, if you just go look at 7 and you don't think about 7R at all, what was Aerith? Was she sweet? Was she a sweetheart? Was she the kind of person that you just want to hug? Or was she rambunctious and jokey? Was she the kind was she pulling pranks all the time? Or what was Aerith doing when on the off times where you weren't like seeing the party talking, right? When everybody was traveling in the overworld, what was Aerith? I don't know. I have no idea how she would react. Like, she's kind of bland. So yeah, it's one of the reasons why I always thought Cloud falling for Aerith was hard to believe, is because she doesn't seem to be much of a character, where Tifa's very clear. It's very obvious how Tifa is. She has a lot of character to her. And so I don't know. I always find that to be kind of hard to believe in that regard. So
then you can all go back to the village without me, because I'm not fucking leaving.
Put it that way, we don't have much of a choice. I'm with Creighton. I want to look inside. You didn't a moment ago. You didn't understand what the reason why it was bad to leave a moment ago. Now you agree with it? Jeez, Garrett, is this gonna be one of those games where you just never agree with me? Everything I say is gonna be you the opposite?
Really? We'll just have to go a bit further. Good. It's decided. Let's move ahead.
Actually, no. Garrett decided. I wanted to leave. Jenna's only doing it because you're forcing us to. So it's not really decided. It's more of a you're forcing the children to do what you want them to do. Jeez. Jeez, old man.
What is this room?
Well, it's the moon room.
There's a moon or something. Your moon. This must symbolize night.
Yeah? How insightful.
These rooms must be connected somehow. What do you think?
No.
Got a room for Luna and one for Soul? Can't be a coincidence. What does it all mean? Isaac, would you look farther up the passage?
No.
Then just wait there. Fuck, I'm tired of you. I'm going to go figure this out. Oh, just a pain in the ass.
Okay. Fine. I'll go. I'm sorry. Oops. The no game in Golden Sun is pretty fun. It really is. Just constantly being like, no. So those Synergy stones, those fully recover your Synergy. Alright, so this part of the puzzle is actually fairly simple. And in order to get the extra cutscene, I'm gonna do it wrong first. So the wrong way to do it is to just come in here and just move these statues.
Whoa! What's happening? Isaac must have found something. Isaac! Stop! We're about to make a big mistake! Wait, Isaac!
What's wrong, Creighton?
This is the most interesting mechanism you found, Isaac. But this is clearly some kind of trap.
This is a trap?
Go look in the lunar room and you'll understand. Done well finding this means you're looking in the right place. But if you just move one statue, you'll be caught in the Sanctum's trap.
But why would anyone put a trap here anyway?
I don't know who did it, but they've hidden something very important. Perhaps they've hidden the key to alchemy itself. Should I tell you more?
No.
Even if I told you now, you probably wouldn't understand. We must try to find a solution to this mystery.
Sheesh. Another mystery?
I'll keep checking the lunar. You continue exploring the sector. My intuition tells me that light must be the key to this secret. We should test it.
Isaac, let's see if we can figure this out ourselves. Alright. It's actually really easy. We just simply need to go into this room first. I'm gonna use Synergy to pull this one. Something clicked. And now we're allowed to change these and cause the world to explode.
What's happening? Mr. Found something. You found it, Isaac.
Raiden!
Excellent work, Isaac. Where's that hole come from?
When Isaac moved the statues, 2 beams of light shot out from it, and then the hole appeared in the floor. And Isaac dropped a statue into it after that.
Whew. Good work, everyone. So, the statue puzzle was the trap. The other statue was here to disarm the trap. Now that you've disarmed it, we should be on. I'll observe from the lunar but say you handle the rest.
There are some pretty crazy bugs with this game, though. The biggest one is actually, like, the easiest one to do, too. And it really, really, really breaks the game. The retreat glitch is broken. And I could do it right now, actually. So whenever you don't have enough magic to cast retreat, if you have it set to a shortcut and you try to cast it from out here, but you don't have enough mana to do it, it actually resets your location as if the retreat worked, but it didn't. And so now it'll think that you're in the game's locations will think you're in the first room of the dungeon, even though you're not. And so if you open any chests, you'll open chests that are like to IDs that are somewhere else in the game. And if you go through doors, you'll wrong warp, and is bad. It's a really easy glitch to do.
Look, Isaac, the picture of Luna changed into Soul. But other than that, nothing looks different. That's strange. They went to the trouble of putting a trap here. And this is all that happens? Somewhere, something else must have changed. We must fight it.
Have you looked in the other room, you lazy son of a gun?
Look, the symbol on the floor. It changed from Soul to Luna. Surely there must be something else in this room.
Yeah. Have you seen that there's a beam going to the wall? Jeez, man.
Ah, this has to be it. Let's go, Isaac. Wait for me, Isaac. I'm on my way. Well, where are we?
Oh, yeah.
Is that ocean?
Raiden. No.
No, couldn't be. The ocean has waves.
Yeah, sure does. Ocean? What's that?
The ocean is a thing of endless water. The end of the world.
That is a very key sentence, he says. Is a very key sentence that you might not pick up on. But it is a thing of endless water at the end of the world. This isn't just a world where they don't fucking know that the world's round. Just so you know.
You would not understand. Someday I'll show it to you myself.
I don't remember what they call their planet. It's like Westlid or something like that. Waytald? I think it's Waytald. I think the name of the planet in this on this game is Waytald. And it's fucked up. It's very fucked up right now. We don't know, because we live in ignorance, but it's fucked up. You actually don't get to know until the second game. That's part of the reason why I say if you put these two games together, it becomes one of the best JRPGs of all time. But you have to put them together. You have to play both. If you play just one, this one's really good, but you need both.
The elemental stars. They really exist. The elemental stars exist!
You taught us about those. Elements are the foundation of all matter. Stones, wood, even us. All things are made from those 4 elements. Did I get it right, Isaac? No.
No, Isaac. Garrett is quite correct. As I have told you many times, the elements are the source of all matter. Earth, water, fire, and wind. These are the 4 elements, and everything is made from them, including wood. Wood is earth. Legend holds that the 4 elemental stars contain the purified essence of each element. Now, those legendary stones are before us. Venus Star, the elemental stone of earth. Mercury Star, possessing the power of water's many forms. There is the Mars Star, glowing red with fire contained within. And the Jupiter Star, bound with the wind's fury.
Kraden, why are you getting so excited?
How can you be so calm in the face of such wonders? You're looking at the very source of all alchemy. Haven't I told you all this before?
No? Then this must be a lot for you to take in. He's told me.
Wisdom Stone. Stone of Sages. This stone dominates everything. It can transmute crude matter into gold, even thwart death itself. You understand now, don't you?
No.
You still do not understand? Alchemy exists because of the elemental stars.
I don't really get how it works, but they have enormous power, right?
Beyond enormous. With a single gem, one could conquer the world. Now, perhaps you begin to understand.
Don't scare us like that, Kraden. I totally thought you were being serious. Oh, Kraden.
Who can say what the truth is? That's why I've been searching for the elemental stars. I seek to learn the truth about these stones. They lie before me.
It's a spry old guy, isn't he?
Whoa!
Be careful, Kraden. Looks slippery.
must examine the elemental stars.
Make the boys do it. But hey!
Oh, I couldn't ask. Would you mind?
You'd be glad to get the stones for you, right, Isaac? Oh. Don't make me ask you again. Won't you do it? Won't you please do it? No! Don't make me ask you again. Won't you please do it? Absolutely not. Don't make me ask you again. Won't you please do it? Fine. Thank you.
You'll need this, Isaac.
You brought those from your cottage, right, Creighton? What are those bags?
They're made of woven threads of mithril. I prepared them for just such an occasion. Now go fetch the elemental stars. Put them in those bags. This won't have any kind of negative effect on us at all.
Isaac got 4 mithril bags. Okay. I'm off. I don't remember which one you have to do first. Is it Mars? Nope, not Mars. Must be Venus. Nope, not Venus either. I really have to go do Jupiter first? Nope. Uh-oh. Is it Mercury? Do you get to Mercury from around here then? Oh no. Oh no, it is Venus. We go this way. There we go. Make it into Venus. Alright. Mercury! Isaac put the Venus star in a mithril bag.
Good, good. Now go fetch the others.
This isn't a bad idea. This is a perfectly fine idea. Why not? Isaac put the Mercury star in a mithril bag.
Good, good. Now, go fetch the others.
Raiden, you're as giddy as a schoolgirl.
Good, good. Good, 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 good.
Isaac put the Jupiter star in a mithril bag. It looks like they've spotted us. I thought we'd be safe until they'd gotten all the elemental stars.
You need to steal the elemental stars.
Master Kratos, are you calling us thieves? As I recall, aren't you the one who stole our information? What will you do? What will you do with us once you've got the elemental stars?
I'm sure they'll do us in once they no longer need us.
Relax. You will not be hurt. Uh-oh! Who's this mystery dude? That was our agreement, was it not?
That all depends on how well they cooperate.
They'll be safe as long as they hand over the elemental stars. Isn't that enough?
You heard us. If you wish to save your friends, then give us the elemental star.
You accept our terms?
No. Very good, Isaac. You must not give them the elemental stars.
Why would you deny us?
Don't you want your friends to be safe? What guarantee do we have that once we... What guarantee do we have once we've given you the elemental stars?
Guarantee. Ah, I have one. You'll have to remove your mask.
That means... of course, a fine idea.
He will be our guarantee.
Under the circumstances, we have little choice. Felix, remove your mask.
What? What did he say, Isaac? He called that guy Felix. That's what he said, isn't it?
No.
But that's what I heard. Felix?
It can't be.
That day, the boulder. We saw him die, didn't we?
No.
We searched for weeks, but we still couldn't find him. What's wrong, Felix? Don't you want them to feel safe?
What? Felix, wasn't that the name of your brother?
That accident, my brother, he...
I'll do it. I'll take off my mask.
I'm Felix. Doesn't that make it easier and more obvious? It's not possible. It's he.
I know I've caused you much grief, Jenna. It was a miracle I survived that day. We are the ones who saved him.
We saw him floating unconscious in the river as we passed.
I've been with him ever since. Experienced a lot.
But why? Why did you leave me all alone?
Jenna.
Own brother, I thought you were dead.
Save this teary reunion for later.
That's right. The elemental stars come first.
Is this acceptable? Felix would never allow us to harm you or his sister.
Felix will be our guarantee. Now, give us the elemental stars. Do it.
We don't have any choice. Should we give them the elemental stars?
No. If you don't hand them over, they won't let Jenna go.
Garrett took the elemental stars.
Garrett! Garrett! Garrett, damn it! Will you permit me to relieve you of the elemental stars?
Oh, Alex, you're late. Alex is another of our companions, and the stones to him.
Oh, great. For all that work. Garrett gave him the elemental stars.
I'm afraid I must apologize in advance.
For you will be bringing us the remaining elemental star as well.
Wait a second. You want us to grab the other one for you too?
Oh, did you not understand me? You said you'd set Jenna free once we gave you the elemental stars. You promised.
No, my friend. We want you to bring us all the elemental stars. Stop grumbling and bring us the last star.
Oh. You don't want anything to happen to your friends, do you? Oh! Thank you for your cooperation. We'll be waiting for the rest. I see what they did there. They turned my nose against me. Bastards. Yep. If you want to save them, you'll bring us the final elemental star. There's only one left. We're almost done. What are you doing? Bring us the final gem. My brother is alive. Why didn't he tell me sooner?
I'm sorry. What? I am responsible for all of this.
Isaac put the Mars star in a mithril bag. What's the matter? What happened?
No! Not again!
The water's gone. Without the energy of the elemental stars, the chamber is collapsing.
Is this the terrible retribution the villagers spoke of? No. This must be more of alchemy's power.
It's over. What was it? What is that?
No!
Uh-oh. That rock. It's floating. Do you know what it is, Isaac? No. Me neither. Looks like someone's using synergy to lift it. Could that be
The wise one?
such power? Incredible. Huh? Ah.
Must be the guardian of the elemental stars.
This doesn't look good. Maybe we should just escape while we can.
We need the master. We can't leave him behind.
I agree with Felix. We are no match for the Guardian. The Mars Star will have to wait for another day. What about Isaac and Garrett? You can't just leave them here.
Forget about them.
They won't make it out alive. Satoros, there's still a chance they might survive. Anything is possible. So what do you suggest we do? We take this Jenna with us. If they survive, they will want her back. And if they want her back, they will bring us the star. Regardless, Creighton must come with us. He is connected to all of us. Alex, are you breaking our promise? Conditions have changed since we made that promise. Jenna's not any part of this. I won't let you hurt her.
Do what you will with me. Just let Jenna go.
Your bravery speaks well of you, man. But you cannot help Jenna now. If we leave Jenna, she will surely die. Is that what you want, Felix? Perhaps we ought to continue this elsewhere, Felix. Felix? Felix! Everybody's saying your name! Please, can we go now? Let's make haste. Hey, don't push my sister. Don't you push my sister. Who do you think you're talking to? You owe us your life. Naughty. Don't do it. Master Kraden, you will be joining us, of course. The dog's having a dream. Isaac, Garrett, don't die. Yeah, we'll do our best. Okay, bye. A master. It's a pity that we have to leave it, but perhaps we'll be seeing it soon. Like hiding behind the statue. Well, this turned out badly, wouldn't you say? How could you be so calm at a time like this? Jenna and Kraden are gone. Oh. You don't think they'll hurt Jenna and Kraden, do you? No. Yeah, they'll be safe. Felix is there. Yeah. This really is terrible. We got a long way to go if we're gonna make it out of here. We're in big trouble. No, we're fine. Quit acting so tough. Let's get out of here. Garrett. Hey, Isaac. Isaac, I'm over here. Come on, we gotta go. Huh? Why are you standing there? This place has become dangerous. You're the dangerous one. Choking on my spit. Ugh. I really am. Blah. The volcano will soon erupt. I cannot hold it long. You must leave this place. The elemental Jinn. They have returned. Take out the elemental star. No. Isaac cannot resist. Return it to its bag. The elemental stars are moving away from here. Without the power of the elemental stars to contain it, the magma flows freely once again, and this chamber is collapsing. There will be no chamber for the elemental stars to return to. The world will be exposed to the threat of alchemy. Alchemy? A threat? It can be dangerous power if it is misused. If the elemental stars ignite the flames of the four lights, that power will be released. as long as the 4 lighthouses remain unlit. The volcano, it's erupting. Flee now. But how? Ah, I see. I will help. That floating eye thing save us? Yeah, right. Let's get out of here. Alright. Time to run away. Run away. Run away faster. Alright, we are out of one of the longest exposition dumps in all of Golden Sun. Pretty much never gets longer than this. We're almost done. Some of the best JRPGs have the longest intros. It's just the truth of the truth of the medium. Was inactive. Oh, my grandson. Will Garrett be safe in this eruption?
Grandpa, we don't even know if he's up there. But sis, somebody saw him and his friends climbing Mount Alf.
They were hanging around here while I was on pod duty.
Isaac and Garrett went to Mr. Creighton's house.
Didn't they say they were studying alchemy?
Yes, they did, but what does that have to do with the eruption?
Uh-oh. It's Grandpa and the others.
What should we do, Isaac? Should we go back up?
No.
Garrett! Isaac!
We're safe! Come over here, both of you. Quickly. You're in big, deep doo-doo. Where have you been? What happened?
Weren't Jenna and Creighton with you?
No, absolutely not. Nope. Nope.
What do you mean they were taken away?
Oh. Well,
This is all very complicated. We'll need you to tell us exactly what happened on the mountain. Come into the sanctum, both of you.
Okay, Mom.
and then we explain. And we do some Mario RPG right here. We run around in circles with each other and stuff.
Okay, so this is what happened. I got the star. See, this was the star. I got that star. And there was some bad shit. There was some people came and stole them. And we went and got the stars. and shit started exploding. And yeah, that's when the big guy showed up, and he was like, "No, we're gonna do that." And then he was like, "Whoa, everything is exploding! Oh my god! Wow!" And then we got out, and now we're here. Yeah, it was pretty simple. We just left. See, like that. Okay, now we're back.
I had no idea. True sanctum.
Yeah. Jenna and Kraden, they're prisoners. No, not really. Well, we can only hope they're all right.
Do you think they can be saved?
Not at all.
Then our hopes must lie with Felix.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is it, great healer? You have been very quiet.
It's like you're 1,000 miles away.
Oh, I was having that hovering stone, the one that appeared before Isaac. What about it?
It's not the most fascinating part of the tale.
In my dreams, I have seen it before. I changed that line around, and it still worked. In my mind's eye, it appeared again, just now. It spoke to me.
Just now. You saw it? Just now?
It must be the wise one, not the elemental star. It told me what happened to you, Sword Saint.
So, what does the wise one say about the eruption? Will the volcano destroy Vale?
Oh, it is impossible to stop the eruption now.
Will Vale be?
Vale will be safe. The wise one will prevent the lava from reaching us.
Oh, that's good. What's the matter, great healer? The village will be destroyed, won't it? What? No, you just said it's going to be safe.
Something even more dreadful than Vale's destruction looms ahead.
What could be worse than the destruction of a Vale?
Terrible. The elemental star gems house incredible power.
Yeah, we know. We told you that. And Vale has been guarding those gems?
The elemental lighthouses will lose that power. Once the power of the gems is released, the whole world will.
The wise one wants us to get the gems back, doesn't he? No?
This world is ours. To save or to destroy. Our inaction may bring about its destruction.
What a pity. Wow, Grandpa!
We cannot hope for salvation. We must save ourselves.
Then what can we do?
Acquiring the elemental stars is their fate alone.
Huh? Are you suggesting we place the fate of the world in the hands of Isaac and Garrett?
Garrett is only a child. You can't expect him to bear such a burden. The wise one has spoken. Each of you shares responsibility for this. Now each of you must make your own decision.
One second.
One moment.
I don't know what to do. Isaac, you decide.
Isaac, will you accept responsibility for the fate of the land.
Nope.
Can't blame you. I couldn't do it if I were in your shoes.
Mother would never doubt your courage because you declined. Was it right to refuse when the world is in such jeopardy? It's clear that the great healer really wants you to say yes. It is a terrible burden to be responsible for the fate of the whole world. I couldn't do it if I were in your shoes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Once you step outside the village, you cannot take back your decision. Think about that before you leave the sanctum, Isaac.
Bye. And so the world began drifting towards its fated destruction. Bad end. There it is. You can go back to the file screen, or you can go from the Great Healer, where he asks you if you will accept the responsibility for the fate of the land. That's the bad end. Isaac's just like, nope, I'm out. Nope, sure won't. But we can still hold on to our no by coming up here and being like, are you sure? No.
Would you like to think it over?
No. Oh, I guess we do have to eventually say yes.
Isaac, will you take the fate of the world in your hands?
Yeah. I will. You accept? Oh, Isaac, you can't mean it.
You chose to leave your decision to Isaac. There shall be no further discussion. Oh, wise one, these two have accepted your quest. Give us your next command. You two are quite brave to take on this quest. I shall be watching you. Choose your destiny wisely, young ones.
Oh, okay. Why did you come here to say that? That was the wise one.
What did the wise one say? Felix must unlock the power. Find the light houses. You'll have the guidance of the elemental star.
Then what? What should they do there? Surely that could not be all the advice you can offer them, Great Healer.
Seek the elementals. The Jinn.
Right.
They will prove useful.
Okay. Is there anything else?
That is all.
This Great Healer guy right now is reminding me of the wise old owl in Simon the Sorcerer, which I will have to show off someday at some point.
That's it? Isn't there anything else you could tell them? That is all, then. I leave it up to you, Isaac. Garrett.
Like, I almost expect him to be like, to give his next advice to be,
You should brush your teeth.
once a day.
I was like, yes, thank you.
Hey, isn't it almost time to meditate? 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 Come on. Oh, yeah, meditation. Let's go. Yeah, let's go do that. What are those guys? I mean, children off with no help or direction.
Yeah, pretty much.
I agree, but they didn't give us any other choice.
When should they go?
It doesn't sound like we can afford to wait.
Tomorrow then?
Mara? Yes. Well, that's no good. But what about Mama? Is Mama gonna be all alone and okay? Why is everyone hanging around the town gate? What? Can you hear? Isaac and Garrett are leaving Vale on a journey. I wish I could go. I heard it's gonna be really dangerous. Oh yeah? So everyone's down there to say goodbye? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. What? 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 What's she looking at? What's the matter? Weird. Isaac's mother isn't there to see him off. What? Why? She's not there. Dog being chased by another dog. What's going on up there? Hey, should we go say goodbye too? Sure, let's go. A lot of people down here.
I've counted you, Isaac. And you, too. Which?
Don't drink the water if it smells funny. And take this with you too. Isaac got a nerve. I know not to drink stagnant water, sis. Don't listen to him, Isaac. He's a pig. He'll eat anything that's not tied down.
Oh, it's very late.
Oh, that's right. Auntie Dora asked me to give you this, Isaac. Isaac got the catch beads.
I guess we're all set to go, huh, Isaac?
Think again, Garrett. Must be very difficult for Dora. As Garrett's mother, I know how Dora must be feeling, but I still have Garrett's father, while Dora has only Isaac. She doesn't want you to go, Isaac, but she knows you have to, and it hurts to see you leave.
Well, they can't keep standing around here like this or they'll never leave. So, one final farewell. Oh!
Our face thing's there. This is being like, oh my god. So the one thing that you can't get away from, as far as I know, maybe there's a way to do it on emulators these days, but even if I played this on the GBA, on my GBA thing on my GameCube, it would still do this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of jittery when I don't have the menu open on the world map. It's just an unfortunate truth of how this game runs in any kind of emulation I've ever seen, including playing your actual cart on a GameCube. It still does this. I've never seen it not do it except on GBAs and DSs. It's something about, like, the TV, I think? I don't know. It's those catch. I'll give that to Garrett. And then we'll go right back in. Sorry. I know you all just said farewell, but I'm back. Sorry. I don't know. Just didn't
want to leave. If anybody does know a way to fix it, let me know. If there's like some like setting in RetroArch that I can change that will fix it. I don't feel like trying to look it up right now. I might look it up in the future before the next time I play this. Let's see if I can get it. See if it's fixed. But I've never not seen it happen, so. You don't really notice it as long as you're moving in the overworld, because as long as you're moving in the overworld's fine. It's only if you're standing absolutely still and nothing else is going on that it jitters. Weird. Ah! You're traveling well, you know. And I see you on Adapt too. You are just the kind of fighter I've been looking for. Won't you please take me along with you? What? I'm a Venus Jin. My name is Flint. I must find my comrades. They were separated from each other when the volcano erupted. Maybe you can help gather my friends together as we travel. If you let me join you, I'll prove to be very beneficial to your adepts. Your synergy will grow stronger, and your adept skills will also improve. You can call on us in battle, or just use our power to boost your own. If you call on many of us at once, our powers will work together. What do you think? Will you take me with you? No. Come on, I promise you won't regret it. Please, take me with you. No. Please, I'll never let you down. Can I go with you? No. No, I'm serious. I'll never ever disappoint you, please. I'm actually kind of scared that if I say no enough, it will like ruin my ability to get him. So I'm gonna say it real fast. No. Please take me with you. Please, I'm begging you! No! Please? No! Take me with you! No! Me? I don't care what you say, I'm coming along with you! And the Venus Jin is now Isaac's ally. Now, I'll briefly teach you how to use Jin. After beginning... Oh god. Oh, no. Flint, please! Flint! No, we know, Flint! No, Flint, we know how to use him. Yeah, you can equip him and it changes his class because he's a fire and you're equipping earth. This makes him into a brute because he's a fighter. And fighters have different classes than mages. Though a lot of their abilities are sort of the same. Yeah. He's a guard again now. Yeah, and then in battle we can unleash Jin by choosing that command, and then we can unleash him, which you see changes your stats, lowers your stats to unleash your Jin, because Jin raise your abilities while they're set. And then when they become unleashed, then you can summon using the power of the Jin that you've unleashed. So since we've unleashed one Earth Jin, we can summon the level 1 Earth summon, Venus. Does a bunch of Earth damage. What they don't explain is that actually also raises your Earth power afterwards and makes all of your Earth spells more powerful. See, Jin can be very useful, can't it? And one more thing. After a Jin has been used to summon, it must spend time to recover. After the recovery, it will reset. So if you go from set to standby to recovery, then back to set. This is the simplest way to use this. Did you get all that? Yes! This is the only time you'll ever see me say yes. Well, one of them. Oh yeah, if you want to learn more about Jin, refer to the help, okay? Okay, I'll join you now. Thank you very much. Please, use this Jin wisely. I didn't want to enjoy my party. I tried very hard to not get played. I had no choice. Boo boo ba doo doo.
I can't stay another minute in a dangerous place like this. We return to Kaylee immediately. Master Hammett, this is terrible. The bridge has been destroyed. We cannot continue southward. What? The bridge? My God. This is awful. How are we going to get to Kaylee now? Master Hammett, I'm worried about leaving Ivan behind. As fond as I am of Ivan, it is his fault my rod was stolen. And his strange powers will aid him in search of the rod. Ivan has strange powers. Oh. My God. We must leave this treacherous place immediately. But to where? Where can we go? We have no choice. We're headed north. We'll wind up in Lunpai if we go north. Well, it's better than being smashed by falling rocks here, isn't it?
Welcome to Vault, town at the heart of Angara. Angara? Fiery rock burnt a hole through the roof. Sheesh! Always me who has to take care of these things. It is always you. It's true.
Done anything? You're a terrible person if you start accusing people for no good reason. That kid, Ivan, creeps me out. Just came and grabbed my arm, shook him off because he made me uncomfortable. Oh.
Yes, I do possess strange powers. You have them too, don't you? What? My power? It's called Synergy. I had no idea. Uh-huh. We have so much in common. I feel I can trust you with this. Excuse me? I'm quite troubled. Master Hammett's rod was stolen. Would you please help me get my master's rod back? No. I see. I suppose it's a lot to ask of a total stranger. Would you really? Would you help me find the rod? No. I'm sorry, I shouldn't impose on your kindness. Yeah, I will. Thank you. With your help, I believe we can recover the rod. Your names are... Isaac and Garrett. I am Ivan. Pleased to meet you. My ability to read people's minds frightens you, doesn't it? Yeah, kinda. Is my mind reading so frightening? Oh. Really? Ivan and Isaac clasped their hands together.
Stop my mind! Stop reading my mind, Ivan!
So, Isaac, Could you read Garrett's mind? Just as I thought. What? You read my mind too, Isaac? I guessed that I could help if you read mine. I guessed that I could help you read minds if we shared our synergy. Hey, that's not fair! Why do you have to read my mind? You're right. It's not fair to read one way. Ivan and Garrett clasped their hands together. Whoa, I did it! I read your mind, Isaac! But it's so blank that there was nothing to display! Let's use mind read to find the thieves. Wait a second. Won't people know that we're using mind read? Oh, I see. You two can tell when I'm using synergy. Isaac, both you and Garrett are adepts. Maybe that's why you can tell when I'm reading your minds. Huh? Ordinary people can't see anything. There's nothing to worry about. Don't worry. I will not read your minds. I've enjoyed your party. Cool. Let me read the minds of the people, the townspeople, to find the rod. Okay. We'll set mind read to L. Oh, you're going to help Ivan. Thank you. Hey, I'm tickled. Being tickled by a boy isn't so fun. What? You're helping Ivan? You don't look very reliable, but at least he won't be alone. These guys look reliable. Yes. Ivan's pretty lucky. Since you're helping Ivan, I'll tell you a secret. Ivan has the power to talk with animals! Isn't that neat? I wonder what sort of thing an animal would say. I wish I had that power. Really? You're going to help Ivan in his search for the rod? I'm so relieved to hear that. Maybe they'll find our stolen family heirloom while they're looking. I miss that old urn. Oh! Isaac got it! Isaac checked the jar. They didn't find it. Are you accusing us of stealing Hammett's treasured shaman's rod? No. Sure. I knew you were too smart to listen to rumors. But it wasn't us. We didn't even know what was stolen. You just said his shaman rod. Huh. Looks like they're on to us. We better leave town as soon as possible. Uh-huh. Yeah. Nobody's stealing anything on my watch. We know the thieves must be from out of town. They must be. No one living here would break the law. Everyone knows those three at the inn stole the rod. Just so frustrating. So I can show that it's here, but we can't do anything with it until way later in the game. There's a Venus gem over there. Can't do anything about it until way later in the game, though. Master Hammett, a wealthy landowner and merchant from Halo, had his precious rod stolen from him. He was quite upset. Why does a wealthy man like Hammett make such a fuss over losing one rod? He has more than enough money. Just buy a replacement. Fair point. Isaac checked the wooden box. Didn't find it. Stealing in the midst of a volcanic eruption. Humans value money more than they value their own lives. Yeah, sometimes. We can be kind of dumb. Get out of the way, old lady. Love how you can push people around like that. I'm gonna take a look at our fine weapons. What would you like? I don't have any money, like, at all. I can sell the nuts. They sell for a good amount, actually. Might not be a bad idea to sell the nuts. Buy him a battle axe.
Ask me anything about armor.
Woo! We also sell our game ticket.
That's rare stuff.
You know, no. I'm gonna try. I've already bought better armor as is, anyways. Like, I could get him the cotton vest. Wow, would give him better defense than me. Why is he put on worse defense, really? Buy a circlet. Oh, he already has a circlet. Okay. Both of them have leather caps, right? Okay. So yeah, upgrading to the... Oh, and the leather armlet we also don't need. But upgrading to the travel vest is... For Garrett, is like the only thing I have to do. Okay. I'm going to pray that that ends up being enough for this fight. This fight is oddly one of like the harder spots in the game. Because you're often so not leveled up for this fight. What do you want?
Looks like the weird kid is with him.
Can't stand him. Don't let him near me. No matter what we do, we can't catch him because they'll... They're acting suspicious. Something's not right.
But you can't use mind read if they keep running away, can you?
Oh.
There should be a way to read them. Yeah. Maybe the three of us can surround one. Don't worry, this is going to work. Isaac, you take the lead. Hey, they're back. Uh-oh. They're coming for us one-on-one. Do whatever it takes. Just keep them away like before.
Ivan, what are you doing, buddy?
Uh-oh! I'm surrounded! There's nowhere to run! Now, Ivan! Alright.
What is this? What is he doing?
He shut his eyes.
What's he doing?
Are you done, Ivan? What did you learn, Ivan? It's them, right? I think they took a lot of other things, too. It looks like they're hiding it all somewhere in this inn. But they won't let me near them again. And I guess we have no other choice. We'll have to search the inn.
No.
It's a lot to cover, but we're the only ones who can do it, right?
No.
Please, Isaac, I beg you.
No.
It cannot be done.
Don't worry, Ivan. He's just saying no because he doesn't feel confident. But when it really comes down to it, he'll help. Just the way he is.
I trust your sense of duty. But, well, if that's the case, then let's go, Ivan. God damn it. Man. He's just saying no because he's not confident. We should be fixing the roof now, but I can't find him anywhere. Probably in back again, slacking off. Slacker. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do.
Isaac got him free from the ropes. Came into his loft while I was fixing the roof. But I found I couldn't get all the way to the back of the loft. So I was looking into it when wham! Someone whacked me in the head from behind. I came to. I was all tied up. Strange. I don't remember all these crates being up here before. Maybe all that stolen stuff is in these crates. Looks like we got found out. You're pretty persistent for one of Hamlet's whelps, kid. Why are you working so hard for Hammett? What's it to you? Anyway, Hammett's already been caught by a worse bunch of thieves than us. I hear Hammett fled to Lumpa after the eruption. Did you say Lumpa? A man with Master Hammett's money shouldn't go anywhere near Lumpa. What kind of place is Lumpa? The town was named after its founder, Lumpa, a noble thief. That family of thieves remained noble even when his son, Donpa, took over. But Donpa's son, Dodonpa, is an evil thief. They also don't really have very many names. They're not good at names around here. Man has no morals. I've heard he's truly vicious. See? We're not so bad. How about it? Will you let us go? No. What? You mean, if we return everything we stole and apologize, it's still crime? Yeah. You must be joking. We stole this stuff fair and square.
We're gonna have to keep it quiet.
There's only one way to do that. This fight can be really hard. I'm getting really lucky right now. So right there, I actually did another part of this game that is something that you don't necessarily get to know about very often. If you kill an enemy with a Jin that they are weak to, you will actually get extra experience and drop rate from that enemy. Yeah, that was a really lucky fight. They barely attacked me at all. Yeah, see, like, you want to watch out for that. If they use Slice and they hit Ivan, and it hits... It can hit really hard. Isaac is now a level 3 squire. Now a level 3 guard. Got a bandit sword. They got us. Actually, for a second there, I thought we were goners. Wow, what? I'll get the mayor. After all the trouble we went to, steal all this stuff. Haven't you heard? Stealing from others is wrong. Sheesh. Told you we should have skipped town. Evil never prevails. Fucking Garrett. If you'll give me Master Hammett's rod, I'll head to London. Somebody's tired of me playing stuff. Somebody's tired. Somebody's tired. Hello. No, she's like, what's your tired? We were supposed to give me attention. We were supposed to go for a walk or something. Huh? Yeah. What will you two be doing, Isaac? I suppose we'd have to go after Felix and the others. He's reading our minds again. Shouldn't we stop him? No. You say so, Isaac. See. So that's what. Yep. These are the thieves, Mayor. What you did was horrid. Stealing in the middle of a disaster? Hey, you're the ones who left all your doors open. You were practically beating us to ouch. Alright. Couldn't help myself. Kick them. What should we do with them? Lock them up. We're going to lock them up for a long time. Hey, wake up! Let's go. Get up! Get up! Hey, can you help me tie them up? Yep, sure can. Hey, you, Isaac, right? I won't forget this.
Take them away!
Thank you for catching the thieves. You have our sincerest gratitude.
Really? You're a big help.
No problem. Just what we do. Let's take a look at what they stole. I do wonder if there is actually possibly a ROM of this game out there that has the two games combined somehow. Found the mayor's precious urn. Mayor, isn't that your family's urn? My precious urn has been returned. Found a gold statue. Hey, that statue belongs in the... They stole from our sanctum? Those monsters! The town's treasures are back at last. There, found another chest over here, you see? Ivan, isn't this what you were looking for? Now you can return to Master Hammett. I like how a lot of the characters have their one little hair that sticks up off their head. That's right. I heard that Master Hammett was headed toward Lumpa. Yeah. Oh no. The Donpa wouldn't miss an opportunity like that. I am certain that your master has been kidnapped. How can I rescue Master Hammett? No one can enter the gate once the gates are closed. What will happen to Master Hammett? Calm down. Master Hammett is probably still alive and unharmed. The Donpa knows that he can use Hammett to extort and ransom Galen. We cannot do much until the Donpa makes his move. At least we know Hammett's safe. For now. Your name is Isaac, right? And you are... It's Garen. Thank you both. You have my deepest gratitude. Well, let's go. That's actually not it. You want to go talk to the elder after this. Before you leave town, please come see me. I have something for you. Okay, he tells you that. You cannot. You can just move on. What he gives you doesn't actually help with the game at all, but... What a mess. We finally get the rod back, and now this. I wish I could cheer you up. You look so depressed. Just want to rescue Master Hammett. That's all. But I couldn't ask the two of you to help me. You have a very important mission, right? That's right, I saw it in your minds. I had no idea the volcano's eruption was such a secret. Yes, we have to find Felix and his gang, or we'll all be in trouble. And I suppose this is goodbye then. No. Isaac said he would help you, Ivan. No, you've already done so much for me. Couldn't impose on you any further. Ivan! No! I haven't got the Shaman's Rod. I shall never forget this town's hospitality. I wish you all the best. Alright, fine. Oh, I guess we better get moving too. And we're Ivanless. Sad. But true. We're also done in Vault. We can leave. Bye, Vault. See ya later. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. So, like, Veil and the Soul Sanctum and all that stuff that is the game's introduction zone, for sure. But I've actually always considered until you're done with Vault and you're actually moving on from there to still kind of be the introduction. Vault feels very kind of like, oh yeah, hey, look, it's Ivan. This is the intro to Ivan. Didn't you know? If I recall correctly, if after that happens, you come up here. Oh, there's nut to catch. That's. What's with you? Want to enter Lumpa? Yeah. Well, you can't. Go back to where you came from. Oh. You're not from Kale, are you? Last group said the same thing, but we didn't trust them either. Leave now if you don't want to get hurt. What is it? Did, however, forget we'll talk to the mayor afterwards. Mayor. It was such a great help, Isaac. Allow us to show you our gratitude like we promised. Isaac got some water of life. Are you heading out beyond Goma Range by any chance? Nope. No other way to get out of here right now. Okay. Off we go. I don't know where it is. Oh god, it's 3:40. Alright. I know when I'm gonna quit them. I'm gonna keep going a little bit longer. But not very much. We're pretty much at the end of
end of this first foray into playing some Golden Sun.
I can't move it.
It's no use. Synergy isn't strong enough to free that stump. You want to move the stump, right? It looks like it's trapped in the island. Isn't there anything we can do? I know. I have a great idea. Leave it to me.
Okay.
Wow! All right, Ivan. I did it. Thanks for the help, but why are you here, Ivan? Did you get into London? Don't get me wrong. I didn't come here to ask for your help. Your quest has been on my mind ever since I left the vault. Remember? I read everything that happened in your minds. I couldn't just leave, not with all these terrible things happening. If I can't rescue Master Hammett, I want to help you. Please, allow me to join you on your quest.
Ivan joined the party.
Are you trying to get to Bilbin through this cave?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Then let's go.
Awesome. Ivan has now officially joined the crew. Now there is actually something back in Vale that we can do now that we have Ivan in the crew, because Ivan has the ability to whirlwind. Whirlwind allows us to clear leaves like this, which there was actually a cave back in Vale. There's a bit of whirlwindiness in Vale that we could do. So, what I'm going to do to end this stream off here is I'm going to go all the way back to Vale, and we're going to go see what's in that cave, because honestly, I don't remember. I actually think it's basically nothing, but I don't remember. Wow. Zombie's kind of a bad. Hey, I'm level 4. I gained level 4. That's pretty great. I like being level 4. Yeah, over here in Vale, which by the way, you never need to use the inn in Vale. It's completely useless. Right here, there was some leaves. If we clear these leaves, what's there? Absolutely nothing. Okay, but there's lots of leaves. Alright, one of them's gotta be a cave, right? This one looks kind of cavey. Yeah. There's a cave behind this one. We got some power bread. Secret power bread. Boosts maximum HP. We're gonna give that to Ivan, because he has 44 hit points. And then, I believe how much you can get is actually random. So I will save. I'm also going to equip the Bandit Sword. The Bandit Sword is actually a small attack power drop on our basic attacks, but it has the Unleash of Rapid Smash. Unleashes are things that can happen when you attack. It's a random chance. Certain weapons have a higher Unleash rate than others, but yeah. 7 hit points. That's pretty good, actually. Take it. There is also a gin in Vale, but we cannot get the gin that's in Vale right now either. We do not have the power we need. Party's PP is fully restored. This gem right here, this crystal, will restore your PP whenever you use it. It's why the inn is completely useless in this town, because we can literally just cast Curing on everybody till they're all full, and then touch the Synergy Stone and get full MP. So why would you ever need the inn? Completely useless. It's a waste of your money. Even though it's like $5. And that's what I'm going to leave this part for now. I hope you enjoyed a very long stream of classic gaming, mostly because I started playing Golden Sun. There's the possibility that the classic gaming streams might just end up becoming sort of Golden Sun streams with a little bit of classic gaming in the front, but we'll see what I do with them from there on. I don't know how often I'm going to come back to Golden Sun. I do want to play through this again, but I don't know if I'm going to tie this down to the stream. It'll kind of depend on how much people are enjoying Golden Sun as the stream game. I have lots of other games I want to play, so. But either way, for now, take it easy, and have a good one. I'll probably be back in a little while. I'm going to let my voice rest a little bit. I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to take the dog for a walk if it's not raining. At the very least, I'll play with her some. And then I think I might play like some VR stuff until later tonight. But I don't know if I'll stream it or not, so. Have a good one.